Okay, it's the sale season going on, and honestly, I feel budget smartphone absolutely suck. Well, that's a title for some other video, but today, so if you want to buy a budget phone in India under 15,000 in 2025, here are 5 things that it must have. Like number 1, processor. It has to have a 7 series plus or Dimensity 7000 plus processor, and then at least 5500 mAh battery, because you get 7000 mAh battery, but bigger battery doesn't mean better battery life. An AMOLED display must have, or OLED depending on the company, and charger inside the box. And it should have bare minimum of 30 watt charging, because 15 watt, 18 watt charging you get with phones under 10,000. And finally, 4K 30 FPS recording, because that is what is majorly missing in budget smartphone segment. And then we went ahead and scrolled through bunch of budget smartphones, and we got 2 interesting options. Moto G96 5G, which surprisingly launched for 17,999, but during the BBD sale it will be down to 14,999. And then there's Vivo T4R, which again launched for 17,499, but it will be down to around 15,000 during the sale. And these phones not only justify these 5 parameters, but you get extra stuff: IP rating, stereo speakers. So okay, video done, get these 2 phones. Well, there's a catch. So the question is, if I have 15,000 rupees, which is the best budget smartphone to buy? So today we are going to compare both in all departments and we'll give them points. And this is our effort to make more useful videos in budget category rather than just unboxing a phone. 10,000 likes for that. That motivates us. And it's free for you. Excited Pratik, TechWiser. Let's get into the video. Now, both the phones, they come with all the things you needed along the phone inside the box, except the T4R here has a case, the G96 doesn't get a case. So the T4R gets 1 point for the extra stuff, whereas G96 still comes with adequate stuff, so you give a half point. Now, the next thing after you open the box that grabs your attention is the design of the phone. The G96 here has a simple and premium looking build along with a vegan leather bag. It gives a good grip on the phone, whereas the T4R, it has like a marble-like pattern, which is a bit too flashy in my opinion, and it is also a fingerprint magnet as well, if you can see. Now, this big camera island on the back, it kind of feels illogical to me. It's very similar to the elder Vivo T4, and I'll get to that in just a moment. So that's the design, but looks aside, the real test is how well are these phones built. From surviving those accidental slips in the sink to the monsoon, the G96 comes with IP68 rating, whereas the T4R comes with IP68 plus IP69 rating, so this can go underwater as well. Along with underwater, even for those accidental drops, the T4R comes with a military grade protection as well. So in build and design, even though the Moto looks good and offers decent protection, it gets half a point. But the IP rating and tougher protection on the T4R gets the point here. But a phone isn't just about how it survives outside, it's also about how long it survives while you're using it. Which brings us to battery and charging. Both the phones in our usage of watching movies, playing games, clicking pictures and all of that easily lasted a day on a single charge, but the T4R lasted a bit longer because it has a slightly larger battery, and not just battery, even in terms of charging as well. The T4R supports 44 watt fast charging, so it takes about 45 minutes to top up the phone to 100%, whereas the G96 has 33 watt fast charging, so it takes roughly an hour to charge the phone to 100%. In battery and charging, Moto gets half a point, while the T4R takes the full point for slightly more battery and faster charging. Like, whoa, the competition so far seems pretty one-sided. But just like T20 matches, you never know when the game flips. So the G96 here has a 6.7-inch curved POLED display with support for higher refresh rate, whereas the T4R comes with a 6.77-inch quad curved display. Now here's how it gets interesting. The T4R has slightly higher peak brightness, and even on Netflix, it has support for HDR as well. So the T4R should take the W here, right? So we played a movie on Netflix. If you see on T4R, it has this HDR10 badge here, whereas the G96 doesn't. But when you see the movie, both of them look exactly the same. On YouTube as well, the T4R supports HDR, but the G96 doesn't. And if you play the video, again, both of them looks the same. Now, this could be a bug in the Vivo T4R, but it doesn't get enough bright when it comes to HDR videos. And this is not just indoors, even outdoors, both of them are pretty visible under the sun. And not just this, the G96 comes with a 144Hz refresh rate display, whereas the Vivo T4R comes with a 120Hz refresh rate display. Now, one thing that we observed is, other brands, when they come with a 144Hz refresh rate, not many apps run at 144Hz. But here, if you force 144Hz, the entire UI runs at 144Hz, and if you see side by side, you can feel the difference. The G96 here has an advantage because it comes with Water Touch 2.0. So even after having water droplet, the touch here works accurately. There's oleophobic coating. And with this advantage overall in display, the G96 gets a point here, whereas the T4R gets half a point. Now, a good display shows you things clearly, but what actually decides how smooth, clean or annoying that experience is the software behind it. So the G96 runs on the Hello UI based on Android 15, whereas the T4R runs on FunTouchOS 15 based on Android 15. Now side by side, if you see the quick settings panel, settings page, etc., the G96 here looks more modern and minimal at the same time, while FunTouchOS has improved quite a lot, but it still looks very dated. It looks like Android 12. But keeping that aside, one thing that I notice is Hot Apps and Hot Games has been renamed as Apps and Games. You can turn them off inside the V App Store. Along with this, there are quite a few pre-installed third-party apps, which again, you can uninstall easily, but it's there. Whereas the G96 here has no third-party apps pre-installed. Now, coming to software features, both phones comes with AI Eraser. So I have my selfie here, and I'll select myself and tap on Erase. Both of them do a good job. The FunTouchOS here has some customization options like changing the fingerprint icon, AOD clock style, charging animation, and so on. And these have been there for the past 1 or 2 years, so nothing new. Whereas customization is where Hello UI takes the lead. It has a bunch of practical features. Like in Moto Secure, you get the option of app lock, still not there in FunTouchOS. So you can lock your sensitive app. It's a very important feature that every brand should include, specifically in India, because you know why. Scams. Next, if you double tap on the back, you can set it to open apps like PhonePe, but the feature that is the best in Hello UI is Smart Connect. If you're working on your college assignment and you want to add a photo screenshot that's on your phone, you can directly copy from the phone and paste it on your laptop. Even you can use your phone camera as a webcam for your e-classes or online meeting. And this one is my favorite. If you have an old TV that supports casting, you can convert that old TV to a smart TV to watch movies on Netflix directly on the TV, and it's running on your phone. Like this, there are many other features in Hello UI that comes with, and it would take an entire video to explain all of that. So overall, in terms of software, G96 here easily gets that point. And so far, the battle is getting interesting here, and the phones are really tied neck to neck. And when things get this close, the real difference often comes from what's under the hood. Which brings me to the performance. Both the G96 and T4R come with similar specs, so on paper, both of them should perform the same, right? Well, here's the surprise. We ran the AnTuTu benchmark, which gives the phone CPU, GPU, RAM, etc. a score. The T4R scores higher compared to the G96. Now in CPU throttling, both phones perform similar. Now, AnTuTu benchmark is fine. Do they perform the same in real life usage as well? So we have 4K video project on the Edits app. We have added filters, text and music, just like you would do it. And in exporting, both of the phones more or less perform the same. Sometimes T4R wins, sometimes G96 wins. Next we played BGMI. Both phones can play the game at max at 60 FPS and the gameplay was smooth. Well, the gaming performance is good on both the phones, but what makes the gaming a bit better here is the game mode settings. Whenever you shoot, there is a vibration, then there is a motion control. If I tilt the phone, it reloads, and then there is bypass charging as well, which makes the gaming experience better. Overall, when you do real life tasks, both the phones perform almost the same. So G96 gets a point here, whereas the T4R gets half a point. And coming to the thing which most of you have been waiting for, and we kept it for the last, cameras. Now in the design section, I said that this camera island seems illogical because it comes with a Sony IMX882 main camera with OIS and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And it's 2025, either give one camera or two cameras. Don't put depth, macro and all of that. The G96 here at least comes with two functional cameras. You get 50 megapixel Sony Litia 700C camera with f1.8 aperture and a 8 megapixel ultra wide with autofocus. And we took some pictures side by side. The photos on the G96 here looks a bit refined, like it has got the skin tone right. Even the colors are closer to natural. The T4R photos look flat. Even if you zoom in, you see details are more refined on G96. Now as per Motorola, they are using their AI enhancement engine. So there's some AI bit going on smartly to make the image appear sharper. Now we can't compare the ultra wide angle camera samples because hey, it doesn't have an ultra wide angle camera, just the look of it. Again, Moto photos are decent, but definitely better than not having an ultra wide angle camera. On the front, both phones have a 32 megapixel selfie camera, and just like the main camera, the story here is the same. And in videos, both the phones can record in 4K 30 FPS, and you can have an idea of the video as well as mic quality. The G96 has well balanced exposure, whereas the T4R looks a bit exposed. And just like the rear camera, even on the front camera, both the phones can record in 4K 30 FPS, and again, you can have an idea of the mic quality as well as the video quality. But here is an interesting thing. The G96 can even take 4K 30 FPS video from the ultra wide angle camera as well, which is pretty good for 15,000 price range. So overall, in terms of camera, the G96 has better camera setup plus takes better photos, so it gets that 1 point. And coming to the conclusion, final, the winner here is, editor sir, drum roll please. the G96. See, the Vivo T4R is for people who wants a flashy looking phone. It definitely doesn't look like under 15,000 phone, and you get slightly better battery life, faster charging, but the battery is also big. It's built tough, it looks premium, and if you want a phone that grabs attention, like this is the one. But if you want a phone that feels reliable with clean software experience, practical features, with a better camera system, the G96 is a smart choice. Now, having said all of that, at the end of the day, it comes down to your priorities. Do you want flash and battery or clean UI and cameras? Pick based on what matters more to you or the person you want to gift the phone to. So what do you suggest? Which one would you pick? The G96 or the T4R? Let me know in the comments below. This is Pratik signing off. See you in the next video. Pew, pew, pew.